welcome back to another painful section of Leetcode. Today we're gonna solve the problem of count and say. This is not belong to applied 75, but I think it's like a good question to practice recursion and also the frequency of the numbers. So let's read the question. Count and say sequence is a sequence of digit string defined by recursive formulas. So it start with n. If n is 1, which return n equal to 1. And then if it's n is any numbers, we're gonna the digit string n minus 1. So quickly look at one of the example. If you have 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 5, 1, so anything is the letter is the frequency of the digit. So 3 is 2 digit and 2 has 3 digits. Similar, this is only 1 for 5 and 1 for 1. So you're gonna change all of this count into a numbers as well. 2, 3, 1, and then you're gonna concat them or append them to become a string. So let's look at these samples. N equal to 1, which is a base case. And the next point is n equal to 4. N equal to 4. And because this is a recursive case, we have to start with 1. Count and say. I'm just gonna use the function names, it's faster for me. We'll start with 1. This is the output is just 1. It's a base case. Now move to 2. So the output, what do you say here? What is the frequency of 1? Will be just 1. I'm just gonna differentiate between the count is 1 and then the numbers 1. So the output will basically turn into 1 and 1. Now move on to function number 3. So what we have right here, 2, 1. So the frequency is 2, 1. So the output gonna become 2, 1. So lastly, we're gonna move to 4. What is the frequency of 2? The frequency of 2 is 1. The frequency of 1 right here is 1. So we're just gonna add up our previous numbers. Okay, so at this case, because it's recursive, we're gonna add this function, the previous, it become a pre, so that we can recursively become, if we want to calculate n, we just have to work on n minus 1 and then work on the same ways to the base case. So why don't we move over to our code solution? So we're gonna start with our base case. If n equal to 1, you're gonna return the string. And I'm gonna use initialize a pre, gonna be a recursive case for the previous term, n minus 1. And initialize the result and the count to calculate the frequency of the digit. I'm gonna look through all of our input. For I equal to range length of pre. If I minus 1 and less than length pre. So right here we want the not return the count. If this is the count is exactly the same as the next digit, then we will just increment the count and pre. So this is I digit. What is the next digit? Pre I plus 1 if they equal to each other. Then we just increment the count. And then else, we also need to increment if the digit is not equal to each other. But we want to add all of the string of the frequency and the numbers. So the result gonna be has 2 values. So the first one is the frequency of the numbers. This is gonna be string of the count and the number itself, which is pre. Yeah. So as you can see here, the number itself is 2, 1. The count is 1. So basically we have to add them up all together and we're gonna return the result. Okay, looks good. Oh, sorry, this is the count, but we wanna reset into just 1 instead of incremented it. We have to add count and say. Okay, accepted. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. See you on the next video.